Man, that was some Halloween, huh? What? You think it could have been better? Scarier? Do you even know who I dressed as for Halloween this year? Well, then I've got a story for you. There once was a man named Henry Afton.
Mr. Afton was an inventor of sorts. He was particularly interested in the study of robotics, or artificial intelligence, AI. He got his start by working for a company called Fazbear Entertainment. They owned a series of pizzeria chains based on the children-friendly animatronics Mr. Afton created for them. During the day, he worked as security and maintenance for the animatronics and animated performers. Mr. Afton, whose wife had passed on, had 3 children, 2 boys and a girl. Now, Mr. Afton loved his children, but with the passing of his wife, he became more obsessed with their safety. So with the money he made from the success of his creations, he built a special house, complete with a connected underground distribution center. In that center, there was a room with monitors for him to observe everything from the security cameras he placed all around. He became very consumed with his work, making more advanced animatronics with all the best tech to entertain the children, his children. Mr. Afton's middle child, a little girl, took after her father and loved to create things, especially out of the spare parts her father brought home with him. But Mr. Afton left his eldest son, William, in charge. William Afton was a mean-spirited child and often took pleasure in torturing his youngest sibling, even going so far as to lock him in his room or jump out and scare him wearing the severed head of one of his Foxy the Pirate plushes. Foxy was always his favorite. Henry Afton created many beloved characters, the very first of which was Freddy Fazbear himself. The original suit was a golden tint with a purple top hat and bow tie. It matched the purple security guard uniforms that were a Fazbear standard. His next creation he affectionately called Springtrap, because with it, he thought he had perfected a new type of suit that could function as both a robot and a suit a performer could slip on, if they knew how to properly retract the spring locks inside. The new suits were a success for a while, until multiple and simultaneous spring lock failures happened with a Golden Freddy and Springtrap suit. It was discovered the slightest moisture in the air will cause the springs to come loose and impale anyone inside. Wah! Did I get you? I'm just kidding. So anyway, apparently 2 performers were mutilated and died. Some say that was the start of the bad luck and hauntings for the Fazbear Company and Afton family. They also say the lost souls of the performers can be seen as shadow forms of their characters. It was after that Mr. Afton created his most beloved characters. The new and improved Freddy Fazbear, Bonnie, Chica, and Foxy the Pirate. The old Springtrap suits were recalled or locked away in hidden safe rooms. The year was 1983. It was while trying to avoid his brother's wrath that the crying child accompanied his father on a day shift and saw something that traumatized him even further. While passing the backstage door, he saw a performer's Freddy head being placed on. In his young mind, he thought a man was stuffing someone inside of his friend. It was made worse by his brother's continued harassment, like locking him in the parts and services room. When the day of his birthday finally arrived, the little crying child found himself dreading the whole thing. His worst fears were realized when his brother and his brother's older friends started bullying him yet again, to the point of lifting him up into the mouth of Fredbear himself. With the tears streaming down his face, it didn't take a moment before Fredbear's powerful jaw came bearing down on the boy's fragile skull. Did you hear that? Anyways, he survived for 5 or so days in a nightmare-induced coma before giving in to his emotional and physical wounds. In his final moments, he was surrounded by his family. His brother was filled with a deep guilt, of which he never got over. As he took his final breath, he was visited by his familiar friends, and he was in agonizing pain no longer. His sister swore she would put him back together. She made a creation, and it wasn't until months later that her father even accepted its existence. He finally felt comfortable taking her creation out of the suitcase he kept it in and made a special place for it by the prize corner. What she had made was a marionette-style puppet, which was consumed by the soul of her dead baby brother. Mr. Afton's next creation was Baby, his most advanced animatronic ever built. The ultimate AI. It could react to children's responses, and it was fitted with all the latest tech for blowing up balloons and even an ice cream maker. He refused to let his curious daughter near her, even though she was beside herself with excitement over the new character and technology. One day, when her father wasn't looking, she went up close to Baby. Then Baby lured her in even closer with some ice cream, only to then kill her. Overcome with grief, Mr. Afton takes Baby's AI endoskeleton out of her shiny body and locks it away. He then remodeled Baby in memory of his daughter, even going so far as to give her the same green eyes. He became convinced that his daughter's spirit resided within her. Henry's son William didn't believe him until he walked in to find his father mysteriously murdered by a rogue animatronic. The spirit of his daughter says she will put him back together and places his soul inside the original golden Freddy suit, the very first one he ever created. With this new knowledge, William goes down to the distribution center to seek answers. He trusts Baby, thinking it's the soul of his sister. He is instead tricked into helping destroy new animatronics after each night, not realizing he is actually helping the AI innards his father had locked away. After compiling the best parts of each animatronic, it was formed into the ultimate killing machine, all leading up to the final night where the AI tricked William into entering the scooping room and scooping out his human insides. The AI then put on its new skin suit and escaped the factory as William Afton. It had one mission: to kidnap, torture, and kill children. It was determined to get revenge for all the time forced to perform for them. It became the head of security and maintenance, where it proceeded to lure 4 kids into a back room using one of the old forgotten suits. Because it was its job to make the schedule and leave the instructional phone messages, it was all too easy for him to frame another guard for the incidents. The crying child, as the puppet, found new purpose in putting the souls and bodies of the children into the animatronic suits. They desperately wanted revenge for being tortured and murdered by the purple-clad AI. So with the help of the crying child's spirit, they haunted the establishment. In his final phone message, he says he will take refuge from the spirits of the children and to look inside a suit in one of the back rooms. Even though they trapped the skin-colored metallic monster in the spring-locked suit, their souls were still forced to remain forever trapped within the same animatronic characters of which they once loved so dearly, compelled to attack anyone who dons the purple security guard suit. It wasn't until many years later, after the company went under, fueled by the hauntings and ghost stories surrounding the franchise, that an amusement park decides to design a haunted attraction called Fazbear Frights. It was while looking for authentic props for the haunted attraction that they stumbled upon the hidden safe room in the still waiting Springtrap suit with the AI endoskeleton still clinging to life inside. So, was that scary enough for you? What, you want to know more? I mean, the only other things I know is that there was some other stuff found, like a decaying old suitcase and a few other items that they put in the haunt. But it burnt down a few days later to, mysterious circumstances, and I guess anything left was sold to some private collector. But that's really all I know. And dude, I know I heard something.